Welcome to the Can Wine Podcast, Season 4, Episode 22, and this is kind of a Throwback Thursday episode. This is a wine that we opened the season with, a different vintage of it, and the Can Wine Podcast is where we open canned wines and talk about it, and we've been doing that all season, and this season our journey continues, and it is a fantastic journey, which is the theme of this year. And we're leaving France. France is in the rearview mirror, and we're heading to the middle of a lake. And before we can tell you all about that, we need to tell you about our Wine Nerd Word of the Week, which is a throwback word. This was from a previous season. It's called terroir. And terroir is a French word. There's that French again. What do those French know about wines? Well, they know quite a bit. And terroir means sense of place, which is the unique combination of natural elements, climate, soil, topography, and all of that, and environment that creates the conditions to create great wines. And that's going to be important when we talk about today's wine, one that we've opened the season with, a different vintage, and we're opening it now with a different person with different vintages. Are you there, Jamie?
I am, Brad. How are you?
Great. And we have Jamie here from a place more known for its spirits, Gimli, Manitoba, home of Crown Royal. But he's agreed over the years to come here on the Canned Wine Podcast and talk about canned wine. And we're talking about a particular wine. Would you like to introduce it, Jamie?
Sure. This is a wine that's called Lola from Pelee Island, Ontario. It's in a bottle-shaped can, 250 milliliters, 12.5% alcohol per volume. And it's a VQA Ontario, Vintner's Quality Assurance. She is also certified VG certified and sustainable. So Pelee Island is in the middle of, kind of in the middle of Lake Erie, which is kind of interesting for this wine. The Pinot Grigio.
Correct, and it was a WTH moment for me as I was researching the script, because I had always referred to it as Point Pelee Winery, but it's actually Pelee Island Winery, which is an entirely different location. Off the tip of Point Pelee, there's a 700-acre island right in the middle of Lake Erie, which is on a limestone ledge, and it has Toledo clay soils, so very interesting soils and subsoils. The watering system goes back hundreds of years. In fact, they've been growing wine on the island, not continuously, but they started 170 years ago and have, with a few gaps, grown wine there that whole time because of its fantastic, unique terroir, which is how we are going to tie that in. And Brian Evers is the viticulturalist there. He was actually instrumental in coming up with the concept of the VQA, which is a viticultural, agricultural area in Ontario, and it assures that the wines in these products all come from Ontario itself, because wines are a global phenomenon. What opened up was a French wine that was canned in and distributed in America. So, not just the canned wines travel, but the bulk wines and bulk grapes travel before they're made into wine. So they are a global phenomenon. But if it's VQA Ontario, as this one is, it actually is grown in Ontario. That's what that was important. And they developed that to really highlight and spotlight the quality of the grapes from Ontario. And if you remember that it was during our Rosé Roundup last year, we opened a Rosé version from the same winery, and it was quite drinkable. I've had very good experiences with Pelee Island Winery's products, and the Pinot Gris that we opened the season with, a different vintage, was very good. Do you remember that one we opened last year?
I do. That was very satisfying. Yeah.
Exactly. And that episode had everything: excellent wine, good conversation, a few random arborists getting together across the World Wide Web, and I think we had a train joining in with a bit of a trumpeting sound in the background on cue. So
Yeah.
that one was a lot of fun, and I think, if I remember correctly, it was shot in the style I was doing at that time, which was just hands pouring wine. But it was all very good. So now I think it's there's a substantial portion of the this is a Pinot Gris, a very popular grape, and I think it's about an eighth of the world's production comes from what is described as others. So other than the big France, Italy, Spain, the big producers of California and America, and Canada doesn't produce 1/8, but it's everybody else that's lumped together. Canada is part of that, so it's not a tremendously common grape to be grown in Canada, but it's one that they do grow on the island there. So it's exciting to be opening it, and exciting to be opening it here and simultaneously in Gimli, Manitoba, where it's probably cracking cold if I don't if I just guess.
Yeah, it's about minus 18 Celsius, whatever that is in Fahrenheit. More than average snowfall this year.
That's my understanding. One of a landscaper friend of mine up there who's sending me pictures. It's a good 2 feet of snow. It's good. You won't have any broken water pipes.
No, true. And lots there to play with. So if you're a skier or a snowmobiler,
Exactly.
Lots there to enjoy your winter with.
Correct. Well, without any further ado, Jamie, should we do what we do on the Canned Wine Podcast?
Looking forward to it. That sounds great.
Well, we open cans of wine and talk about it, and we've already talked about this one lots, so let's get right to it.
Going to make a different sound because it's a bottle-shaped can, but see how it goes.
Yeah, this is an aluminum can with a twist top on it, so sometimes, especially when you chill it, it can be a little bit difficult to open, but we'll take our chances, and let's do that now. Fairly good color on this. I'm seeing almost an amber. I'm smelling.
A little darker than I expected.
Yeah, exactly. I'm smelling. Well, maybe like peachy smells. Definitely.
Yeah. Oh.
Are you smelling peach fruit smells, or what are you getting there?
Yeah, I am. There's definitely fruity smells, like almost flowery,
Mm-hmm. I'm getting a lemon, some lemony zest, definitely. Maybe some, I don't know, cantaloupe. That was one of the suggestions. I don't taste that.
Yeah. Cantaloupe, and I like their peach description too. What's that?
Well,
Yeah.
Hats off to
Pelee.
hats off to Brian Evers, their viticulturalist, who's really been the force behind some of the stuff. He's done a really good job. Pinot Gris is a pink mutation of the Pinot Noir grape, and I like like Pinot Gris. It's been for quite a while now one of my favorite white grapes. Particular variety says it was bottled on. One thing with the screw top, it's easy to seal it up. April 16th of 25. So I guess that this one would have been picked up at the LCBO in Niagara-on-the-Lake. Those people are very helpful, and I went to one that was a little bit further out, not downtown, and they said, oh no, they have that one downtown. And they put some aside, and I went down there the next day and picked it up. Yours probably came in a previous visit when I went to the MLCC on 10th Street in Brandon. They had a few of them there, and I picked them up and was able to get that to you. So it's an older vintage, but this stuff keeps for...
Yeah, let me look here. March 2022, so yeah, several years older.
Yeah, and it was probably purchased in 23, maybe 24, and ended up getting that to you. So it's a very nice, covered with different flowers. They sort of look like roses or something.
Yeah, very pretty can. Yeah,
it's a pretty can. Definitely the people at the International Canned Wine Competition who Alan Green, the chairman of that group, is a big collector has one of the foremost collections of cans, and I'm sure he would like to get his hands on this particular one. They should really get into that international competition, because I think they would score highly on it, given now we're 4 years into this and we've tasted a number of canned wines, and even a number, quite last year we had a big selection of top gold medal wines from them, and this I feel it's right up there with it. It's got a good body, a good mouthfeel. There's a little bit of legs there. The clarity is excellent. It's a well-made wine. They really know what they're doing there.
Yeah, and I guess, like you said, the topography may influence the taste of that too.
Yeah, the island is right in the middle of Lake Erie, so it gets strong breezes off of the lake, which helps with disease as well as keeping the humidity up and working on that terroir, which is also the Toledo clay, the limestone that affects the pH. They're very careful with all of their inputs. I think it's sustainable winemaking stuff. So they make their own fertilizers, all of these things. It's a really well-rounded operation, and they come up with a world-class product, which is available in bottles as well if you're looking for something in a little slightly larger size. But I've really enjoyed these cans anytime I've found them. And we do have the rosé version. Do you have one of those, Jamie, or?
It disappeared over Christmas time, unfortunately, but I can certainly get another.
Well, I hope you enjoyed it, because those are good. But I do have one here to open during the rosé roundup, which is, it seems a long way off, but the days are getting longer here, and it won't be too long. We're in January, February. We're 6 weeks away from starting to get towards spring. Up there it's closer to several months, but
yeah, well, you can see it on the horizon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we'd like to say a shout out. Well, we'd like to say thanks to Jamie for coming on board, and this week goes to Ken, our frequent contributor, who's not here today, but he was there for our Arbor Day event, and last year. He's in San Francisco, and judging by the photos he keeps sending me, he is enjoying the sights and a few wines as well out on the West Coast. So Good for him. That's a good way to break up the winter.
Yeah, sounds great.
Just enjoying this. Our head scratcher today is, we like to throw the softballs to people because we want them to get these fantastic postcards that I've been sending out like crazy from Retake Remake to anybody that answers the head scratcher or people that subscribe. We like all of those type of activities. What is Canada's southernmost point? What is Canada's southernmost point? Yeah, he said, kind of pointing at the can. At any rate, are we glad you enjoyed? Are you enjoying it there, Jamie?
I am. It's very good. And I just had some chicken for dinner, and it's really complimenting the aftertaste of that. It's nice.
It's good, as Dean had said on the NA we opened earlier this week, because we are doing a substantial spread of NAs. He felt that one would go good with chocolate. This probably would go good with chocolate as well. It would go good with some nuts and bolts, is what I'm thinking. I got a late start this year. I think it was Boxing Day when I finally got it all mixed together and made. But I made 2 half catering trays or better. No, 3 I think of nuts and bolts by the time the recipe all came together with the bugles.
Oh, with the bugles, good.
Exactly. But again, thanks for joining us, and thanks for being such a staunch supporter. I think you had sent me pictures from the place on Portage Avenue with all that nice cans. That would, am I correct? I remember that, right? Good.
Yeah, I don't get to out to the city very much, but next time I do, I'm definitely going to stop there and exchange some to you somehow. And,
I had Lee.
One of these.
I had Lee from No List Records came down last week, and he brought me down some cans of wine, and I sent back some cans of wine. And if everything works out, I'm not promising, but you may have a canned wine toque on the way to you.
Oh my goodness! Wow, that's fantastic, man.
What's that?
This has always been so fun. This always been so fun to be on your podcast. It's something I always look forward to, and have a lot of fun here.
Yeah, I haven't.
Drinking wine, canned wine, and talking about it.
It just seems like yesterday that we were sitting literally in the deep woods, enjoying hot chocolate and a couple of fine cigars around a fire. That used to be our ritual when we'd wrap up our fall cutting season or whatever. I think it was usually a fall. It would get too snowy and we'd have to end it on the Aspen Decay projects.
Right. Yeah,
we'd
that was a lifetime ago. Yeah,
have some hot chocolate and a good quality, usually a cigar from the Caribbean, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, enjoy the fresh air. Yeah.
Of course, your skills as a trained bartender came in handy back in those days too, making all manner of improv cocktails using mason jars and bourbon and whatever we could throw together.
Yeah, well, you're definitely a contributor to that too, Brad. It was a lot of memories for sure.
Those were good. We stayed in the remember the Kennedy Suite.
Yeah.
For those of you that
it was actually pretty good accommodations considering where we were.
Yeah, for those of you that are wondering what the Kennedy Suite was, it was kind of a mom and pop motel, and it was a corner room that was rather big. But it served us well, and that was many years ago. And at that time, I don't think we drank much wine. It was more spirits and beer and stuff like that. But I've really been on this journey the last few years. I mean, I enjoyed wine before that, but I've learned a lot about it, And this, I checked my chart. I'm saying it's probably... I'm saying a light amber to a deep gold. It's an interesting color. The light I'm sitting in here is a daylight bulb, so it tends to give you the color pretty true compared to a warm white or something. But we're digressing, and this is going to be a bear to edit if I continue on. So I'm going to close at this point. Did you have anything else you wanted to add there, Jamie?
No, other than great being aboard for another podcast, Brad. Thank you.
Yeah, and we look forward to future episodes when we can lock into our whiskey friends in Gimli and enjoy some wine together. So in closing, thank you for tuning into the Canned Wine Podcast, where we open cans of wine and talk about it. And remember to enjoy responsibly. Just because it comes in a can or one of these screw top cans doesn't mean you can drink and drive. Always drink responsibly. The Canned Wine Podcast is a center stage production, all rights reserved.